valuable. 6 figures in, finally getting some wiggle room. Need more Lexus in the whip, in the house with some bigger rooms. Sex, religion, politics, so 3 things we get.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to episode 2 of the Wire Tap. I'm back with my co-host Jeremy. As always, I'm gonna hashtag him underneath the, at him underneath the video. So we got a bunch of different topics. I guess the first thing I want to start with is that Ravens loss, man. How you feel about that? That was crazy. I didn't see that one happening.
The Ravens gonna be the Ravens. They should have I say this to everybody, they're like a, go to the playoffs, wild card type of team. That's the kind of city we come from. So you would expect our team to have that same kind of mentality.
Right.
They're fighters, I guess you could say. But yeah, I kind of, you want to be happy, but at the same time, it's like you got to be realistic, and that's what they've shown us. Like whenever we've won a Super Bowl, it's been low win seasons, fight to get in, get in the playoffs, make a run, and they win the Super Bowl.
The interesting part for me in that watching that game, because I watched the whole game, the interesting part for me, I felt like Lamar wasn't playing like himself.
No, they're not used to that. Well, you got to think he ain't played the last couple years in the playoffs, so it's like long playoff runs with he's never seen one. So,
because I think I'm looking up his stats right now from that game. What was that? Last Sunday.
But he's not even like that'll be a deeper conversation.
Because I feel like because to be real with you, I feel like Mahomes, I don't feel like he did anything in that game that was like.
He's a traditional quarterback, throw for over 200 yards, and that's to me, people don't do that from week to week, so that's just what it comes down to. It's like, you gotta throw the ball. It's like, yeah, it's cool that you can run the ball. I didn't really pay attention much to the game. People could, nitpick on what I'm saying right now, but, you gotta play exactly how you played all season just to, fill that void that y'all are trying to find. Y'all had a perfect season and came to that game and threw a dud.
Yeah, I was just for me watching the game, it just felt like it just wasn't Lamar playing. Even at one point in time, I noticed he had a wide open, hole pause that he could have took, and I'm thinking he's going to take it because in my mind I'm like, oh, he's going to score if he takes this, but he doesn't.
No, they start thinking about football differently. You listen to the press, you listening to
and that's what I thought.
Everybody that's saying things, and you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what they said I can't do, and it's like that's not the time for that. The time is to play with how you played, so we can get to where we're trying to go.
Right, because I thought that to myself. I said, he was probably listening to the media, and they probably kind of got in his head about.
He do that. Everybody's gonna do that, but it's the people that are smart that don't let that become a thing.
Right. It's like, you got to kind of just still play how you've been playing. You
Absolutely.
Can't let the media... Because you got to think, the media, a lot of these people that are in the media are people who haven't really played this. But they might have had a, high school, maybe
and anybody could have done that.
Right. So it's like, you can't really be listening to these people because they don't know what it's like to put the pads on.
We could easily go and do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, especially, this whole universe of, we could easily... somebody could sit down and be like, you know what, that actually played, high-level sports up to a certain level and be like, I'm about to be a newscaster.
Yeah.
And I start getting inside information or whatever I can, and it's like, anybody can do that. So it's like their outlook is actually terrible, but you're swayed by it because you feel like everybody else pays attention to it.
Facts, because I always found it interesting that people would, not people, but the people that play sports professionally would even kind of listen to some of these people, and I'm just like, these people don't play like y'all play.
It goes back to human nature. It's
And, shout out to the Ravens. I'm not a Ravens fan, but they was balling out.
They like the Steelers.
Yes, I like the Steelers.
He's from Baltimore. He's crazy.
I'm from Baltimore,
He's ill. You see how you said Baltimore? Baltimore,
yes.
Yes, how you
I enunciated the T. It's okay. It's okay. But they played. They played. They did their thing. I don't think they did anything that wasn't.
This.
Like a lot of people believe it was scripted. Do you believe in the whole idea of a rigged NFL? But if NFL
if they involved in sports
general,
betting, it's like you gotta think something's going on. But it's like entertainment. just like wrestling, like how we grew up watching wrestling. Wrestling's entertainment, so it's a storyline behind it, and they're not trying to get nobody hurt or nothing happen. Naturally, they play, football and basketball, completely different type of sports, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's entertainment now, especially where the money is.
Yeah.
So, it really comes down to all the money that's at play, and they say it's just here for us to, keep us distracted from really what we're supposed to be focused on.
Right.
But that's another story for another day.
I get that, because it's like all this money FanDuel is probably making off these bets. I would assume somebody got their hand in something. I don't want to talk too much. I ain't trying to get myself whacked. You get what I'm saying? But
of course, that's the world. That's the world we come from.
I just think
you gotta look at it that way, because it's like everybody has their hands in something. If not, then you're like a 9-to-5 regular person.
Because interesting enough, didn't they beat them twice in the regular season?
Who?
Ravens. They beat them twice, right? They played them twice, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I know they beat them at least once. Yeah,
but that's irrelevant, because
once you're in the playoffs,
it's like it's just.
But that's how some people probably thought. Some people probably went and said that.
I mean, but you can look at that statistically through sports. Period. Like, oh yeah, they beat them in the beginning of the season, and somebody come back and win. Yeah,
because playoffs do bring out a different beast.
Yeah, and he's just a better game manager. You get what I'm saying?
So did you ever see that breakdown?
What?
You said something interesting. I was watching. What's my boy that played for North Carolina? Cam Newton.
Okay. And
he was talking about someone being a superstar and then a game. What you said?
A game manager.
Right. And he was like, it's not to discredit you. If I'm like, some people took it as disrespect, being called a game manager.
But if you asking that about, I don't think he's either. Like, it's like the athletic ability is like, and people gonna kill me for this. It's like the athletic ability makes him, you like, oh, that's a superstar, but he hasn't won.
Right.
And it's like, it's a bunch of them that we could go through and be like, oh yeah, they're this, that, and the third. And it's like, no, because you can't manage to make it happen.
Who's someone that's retired that you like disappointed didn't get a ring? For me, is definitely Iverson.
I mean,
I always wanted to see him get that ring. I thought he would have got it in Denver, but that didn't go how I thought it would.
That's just I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like if they would have been, it's all situational. Like and that's why people get mad at everybody for switching teams or creating a situation for themselves. It's like if I went with what I was given, I'm not gonna be able to get it done. So it's just like they didn't you get what I'm saying? It's like he had a chance. A lot of people don't even get there to have a chance. So it's I don't know. And even it's a lot of people that you could say should have gotten a ring, but it's like I don't know.
And even in Mike's situation, you feel what I'm saying? If he doesn't get Scotty, he may have gotten a ring, but I don't know if he gets.
And how long was that gonna take? It's like you know, everybody forgets that he played multiple playoff series before that man came.
Right.
And it's like he never won. It's like not by itself. Like how people try to make it seem like it has to be. But nowadays you see that that's not ever true. It's like everybody has pieces when they win a championship. Nobody's won a ring by themselves.
That's facts.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's always been crazy. Like I did jump on the bandwagon of LeBron leaving Cleveland to go to Miami, but then when you think about it, it's like, why I'm going to stay somewhere. I know what I want.
It's like they don't want that. It's like, they just happy with me being here and them bringing in some extra money because I'm here, but I want to win. And it's like, that's the point of sports. It's almost like having slaves. And it's like, I need you here so I can win all the shit that you get what I'm saying? Win up until I make money off of you. I need to keep you here any means possible rather than letting you go and be great. So it's just.
So look, right, just to move on, and again, shout out to the Ravens. They had a wonderful season.
It was all right. They lost.
Yeah, they lost. But interesting enough, I went to the barbershop today, and we got on the topic about money, right? Mm-hmm. So shout out to Ron. Ron, I'm about to put you on blast. So I said, I hate when people think they about to act morally correct when they had the money. Everybody always talk about, I'm about to get a house. I'm about to, not a house, but I'm about to get into real estate. I'm about to do all these magnificent things to bring money in. I'm like, Ron, that's not happening. I said, you may eventually go there, right? Because the price.
You're not about to do it, right?
Yeah, I said the price tag was 1.5, right? $1 billion. And I'm like, yo, I get what you're saying. Like, I know that's what you're into now. Like, Keon was like, yo, you're doing that because you're poor. You're only in that because you're poor. Like, you're not doing that off the strength of you already got the money. You're doing it because you're poor and you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
He was like, if you got 1.5 billion, bro, you're not about to, you're gonna be out here wilding.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly. I'm like,
We've
you
never
know,
had it before. So it's like, as soon as that money comes, like, I think that's a problem. Because it's like, we have to understand, it's like, so you're gonna wild out. Now,
Exactly.
if you have the mental stability to be like, you know, I'm not gonna go too far, but I'm gonna, you know, do right, and maybe I'll get into some things, and then, you know, kind of try to climb up the ladder a little bit. But you're not about to be sitting there making those type of moves
exactly.
because you got some influx of money.
I'm like,
that's
bro,
just
I
crazy.
said, Ron, you're lying. Like, even Donald was like, no, he's lying to himself. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, we all do. I mean, come on, like we all get some money. Like, I'm about to pay all my bills up for a couple months. I'm about to do this.
You gonna forget all about them fucking bills. You're not
I'm
doing
about
that.
to go buy this, that, or the third, and I'm
First
gonna
thing-
enjoy myself.
First thing Donald said, he was like, yo, he gonna go get that bust down he been wanting for years. I'm like, yo, like, why do people lie to themselves? Like, I ain't gonna sit here and say you going, you know, not eventually come around to being responsible, but to have such a bunch of resources come like just overnight, you're not about to be out here doing morally correct things with the money. I just
and I mean, you just, it's like you kind of got to know yourself. You can't let it, you know, sway you this or that way. You kind of got to stay, even if, like, I feel like if you got a job, continue to work your job, continue to do what you were doing. That way you don't let it, because the thing is, like, yo, we were never like, you know, people telling you save your money, do this, do that, be smart. But it's like, yeah, you really got to have a nest egg. Like, we talk about it all the time. You could get in something with your car. Money right there. Something with your, you know, your living situation. Money right there. You know, you can buy stuff for yourself. Like, you know, I would hope that people do that all over. But sometimes it's not feasible, so I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like, we shouldn't be out here acting like we're going to be morally correct. Morally correct because we got some new money.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just not how it works. It's like, you know, they say, you know, you get it once, you mess it up, you get it again, then you finally start figuring it out. It's like, it's going to keep happening over and over again until you figure it out.
Especially when an amount that large, you get what I'm saying? Pause.
Absolutely.
Like, it's like, yo, now you have all the resources at your feet. So it's like, everything you thought you was, like you said, them bills, you won't forget about them. I mean, once they become a problem, I think once they become
like you
a
might as well
problem.
just do it that way. Like, continue on your same
Right.
streak. Don't, you know, go away from what you already were doing. That's where you're going to mess up.
That's going to be hard with 1.5 billion. I think.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's money, but it's like, you know, when you don't have, you've never had it before,
I just was like, yo, he's lying.
Couldn't see myself.
He was like, yo, I'm going to get the houses. I'm a invest.
Like, and it's funny because you could do that. You could take some of the money and do that and be like, all right, I'm gonna take this much, put it into some houses, some real estate. That's fix up price, you know, and then do that. You know, chill out, make some investments, and then sit back on the rest of your money.
Yeah.
It's like, why just try to change yourself into this tycoon? It's like,
and then you gotta have the education.
You can get on your phone and download a game and do that, and
right.
just to feed just to, you know, get the gas off your chest.
And then a lot of people don't know you gotta get educated behind that shit because you could like look like. I think the thing that fucked up Tyson is not like, if you ever seen the series on Hulu, his sister kept telling him like, yo, look at what you spending. He like, nah, that Don got that. Like, he got that, and that's how he loses that money. I'm like, yo. You're not going to get to like you said, you're not just going to become this tycoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds good, but
that's not how it happens.
Yeah, it's
like,
not going to happen.
Like, you're not going to take a microwave dream and it's just going to always become this, oh, it happened. It's like, no, you really have to, you know, fine tune it. It's like, you can't just sit there and just keep, oh, I'm going to do this and this is going to happen because I did this. No, like, that's just not how it works.
Right, because
like, it genuinely does not.
If you remember the show, what that shit was called, Lottery Winners or something. You know, at the end of the thing, they used to put up the statistics, and it was like, yo, like 85% of the lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years.
But that's because they let you win in certain type of areas. If you notice where people win the big lottery, it's not anywhere.
That's true. I did say that. I said
you
that.
You get what I'm saying?
I said
it's not anywhere big.
I said the people that
funny places, and they know that money's gonna come back. Like, they like, yo, they're gonna spend that shit right back into society.
Because if you notice, like I said to them in the shop, I was like, yo, if you notice, the big payouts usually go to people that already got money. But them, like, and when I say money, I'm talking about something crazy.
Because they're in those, like, they set, like, I ain't gonna say set it up because I don't know how it works, but you know,
I mean, I would think that shit rigged too. They fall
into those funny areas. Like, it's not anywhere where you don't see anybody around here winning that shit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You may have heard of somebody winning something, but where did that ever go? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what came from it? Like,
moving forward, I know I talked to you about this before. I thought it was funny. Impractical things that happens in movies. You know what I'm saying? I always hate in movies how certain things happen that I know would not happen in real life. Like, for instance, I think the one most, like, the movie that irritates me the most is Menace. Because when they pull up on, like, I counted the seconds between that shit. I was doing that shit all week. He had a good 5-6 seconds where he could have pulled off, right? Because when he's because he's talking, like, when he's talking to, because he looks first, and Yo slides the van open, and Yo gets out, and you know he sticks his arm in the window. But as he's going here, he's looking at him, and I'm like, yo, he could have just, mind you, he had a BMW, like, I'm like, and they was in like a mom van.
But you can't really like
Come on, bro.
You know, people get caught in shit. You gotta have been through those situations and know how you're gonna react. Most people haven't, so of course we can sit here and say, "Oh, he could have done this." Most people haven't been in a situation where it's happening.
That's true. I get that.
People always look from a, like, until the first time you in it. You always say, "Oh, I would have done this. I would have." You get what I'm saying? And it's like been plenty of times where I've, like, ever since I've said that, I'm in situations and it's like, no, you're not gonna react that way because it's your first time. It's the first time it's happening. Harold may have been the most, you get what I'm saying, on point person. They're drunk. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of, he's talking. You get what I'm saying? It's like he's really not on point. Like, he's just there. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, you could say that, but I don't, like, you can't. Everybody's not going to react the same, or how we think they should react. We can all, like, I know plenty of people, I've been in situations, you can't never determine how that reaction.
What about Boys in the Hood, the split up? We wouldn't have did that. I know.
I mean, the whole thing to me was just, it's a movie. So
yeah, I know, yeah.
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
The
like, put it in that box. Yeah. Like, it's a movie. They should have just, like, really, when they first jumped the fence to end up in that alley, they should have just went back where they came from. Now you're on Main Street. You get what I'm saying? If they just that bold, we know that they that bold, but now you're dealing with a different dynamic. Y'all can kind of start moving, and you get what I'm saying? It's like, in my opinion, again, because it's like we just going off of what we would think about doing, but he was really far enough where it's like he should have probably not still got hit how he got hit. But pause, like let's just be technical.
Yo, somebody said on Twitter they was like, where was he supposed to be going to school? USC. They was like, that would have been a waste of time because he definitely
he was slow. But it was so much space. If you really look at the LA alley and how far he was away from the car, it's like an older shotgun. The shells may scare. You know, it's just like that was a direct. Like if somebody was like right behind him, how he got hit the first time. Pause. Like it was like they would have had to have been right behind him for him to get hit like that.
Right.
Yeah, he should have still been at USC getting ready to play football. A little gunshot wound. Like, oh, Ricky's okay.
Ricky's okay.
Yeah, like that whole how he was bled out and all of that. Like, come on, cuz. Like y'all are playing with us.
Yeah.
Like, it's movies and it's it's meant to do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's how you know that we watch that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Whatever happened was a good situation.
What's your favorite hood classic? If you had to like, what's your can we do a top 5 list on that?
I mean,
is it possible?
I like Scarface.
I wouldn't call that a hood classic. I mean, the hood loved it
just because
the hood loved the movie.
We embraced it. We are the culture. So it's like, you know, whatever we say, you know, it goes. Like we can say something not cool, it's not cool. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody follows what we do. The only reason I said that is because people, regardless, you emulate it. Like, you know, regardless of how you look at it.
How we doing on
You know.
time? 6 minutes? 10. Oh, all right.
Yeah, like Scarface, Paid in Full, Menace.
You wouldn't put State Property in there?
No.
Really?
No. They cool movies. It's not a classic. Like, that's not something.
I think the first one was more classic than the second.
No, because they both don't connect. So you just ruined both movies.
I mean, they did, yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's like you made a second movie. We saw him get shot. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. They're cool. Like, they're not, you get what I'm saying? Like, and to think that Dame made Paid in Full and then they went and made that, it's just like, you know.
Did he make Paper Soldiers? Was that him?
I believe so, but I could be wrong. But they just, you know, they're cool. Like, I don't look at them that way, you know.
Oh, you don't put them in that?
No, that upper echelon.
What about Belly?
Like, yeah, I was going to say Belly after, right before we got into that. But, yeah.
Blue Hill?
Another cool movie, but that ain't gonna really move the needle a lot. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a good bad movie, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it just.
Does Spike have any hood classics?
They cool. I mean,
I would think Clockers or.
I like Clockers, but I don't like Clockers. I like a Butter Rim. A Butter Rim.
That's that's a hood classic.
I'm trying to think.
That inspired a lot of people to ball.
Yeah, but. Yeah, it's probably not many. It's really not a lot.
Yeah, because when I thought about it, I'm like, yo, it's not that many.
And that ethos, you can't put them up. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's definitely not that many. I think. This is what I wanted to talk about too. Going back to sports, did you see what happened with Rondo?
Oh yeah. But you know how they gonna play it. Like, you know how y'all cops like to play it. We found a bunch of weed. He has a gun. It could be his gun. It could.
No, they said it was unregistered.
No, I'm just saying. But you know how that goes. And it's just like, yo, it's like he could have had an ounce of weed. Oh, we got him with weed and a gun.
I don't think it was the weed. I think it was more so the gun, and they found other drugs.
No, I get that,
Yeah.
but you know that's just how it's played. It's like, you know, it's.
But I'm trying to figure out why he's even in that position.
I mean, he could just be getting high on his own personal accord, but they making it seem like it's this big old thing. And it's always like that. You hear about it, and then in the next couple of months, we're not going to hear nothing else about it. Because it probably wasn't that. That's how they made it. That's how they make it look, to make something like, oh, we got this big case going on with Rod. Like, he's not even in the league no more. Like, if you really think about it, nobody's going to care in a week or two. Like,
that's true.
It's just like, yo, it's like, you know, that's just how the game.
I just thought it was
like,
just interesting because I find a lot of ex-players kind of fall.
I mean, but you just live in your regular life. They all do that in the league anyway. We act like they're these clean-cut people. It's like, you know, most of them come from, you know, certain situations. So it's like, that's already the people that they are. It's like, they just ending up in regular people situations. But if I'm an old NBA nigga, like, I'm definitely staying scrapped up. Like, I'm not about to just be moving around frivolously. Like, I was in the league. I'm immune to things. And that's how we know people end up in bullshit. Like, oh, I'm not paying attention, whatever. We talk about former millionaires. They're probably still millionaires.
Yeah, I would think he's still a millionaire, yeah.
It's just like, yo, you got to move a certain way. Yeah, he might have, you know, he might be smoking. He might be doing.
I mean, most of them smoke.
Whatever. But it's like, I would have had to like really like look into the situation to see what he did. You get what I'm saying? What he had and whatever. Because it's like, you know, a cop will pull you over and it's a dub in the car. They be like, it was a half ounce of weed. Mm-hmm. Y'all, like, it's just like, y'all don't be knowing what y'all time. I'm not saying y'all. I'm saying like they just don't know what they be talking about. And it's like. But that's how it's done. Like, that's how the game was played, so that's how they do.
Yeah, certain people kind of, you know, exaggerate.
Yeah, but that's their favorite thing. Don't know how to use this. They don't go put it on a scale. This is a lot of weed, man. It's like an ounce right here. Like, okay, buddy. Like,
I think for me, what I was trying to really touch on was this concept or idea. Not concept, but idea. Let me say it like this. Some of these former players, when they go, like you said, back to regular life, I wonder why they tap into that aspect of life when they have the opportunity to tap in other areas. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause there's been multiple players through the years that you find commit criminal offenses and you think about it, it's like, I understand if this is like you living a regular life and you didn't get to that point, but I'm pretty sure you may have had some exposure or opportunities that you could have taken a different route after leaving the league, whether it be NBA, NFL, whatever league you in.
But like I said, I don't think it's always necessarily that. It's like white people get caught with drugs all the time. We don't necessarily say, oh, they was doing something crazy. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's that's how we grow up if you want to be technical. But it's like I don't want to put that on him when I don't know what happened. And 9 times out of 10, those stories don't be the whole complete truth.
That's true.
Because it's somebody that's just like, oh, I got a case. And it's like, I'm about to try to make this sound. However, they're going to put out news articles. Those are always lies. It's like, we don't know the exact truth. So, you know, I've been in those situations before, complete lies. So it's like, I don't believe anything that they say. You feel me? I know cops that are liars. Flat out, like just full-blown terrible people. But we don't look at that from that aspect. So it's like, why do we have to, because he played in the league, so he has to be looked at a certain way.
Right.
It's like, I don't feel like that's fair. You feel me? And it's like, it could go either way, but, you know, in terms of what they do or don't do after their careers, like, they just living a regular life. You know, anybody could get, you know, it's just, you know, I don't know.
I just feel like for some people, once they kind of escape that option, they should never try to go back to that option. But I get what you're saying too.
It's like you can't. Say he's retired, he can't afford to have security walking around with him 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I get the gun, of course. I completely get the gun.
We just talking about the whole thing of it. But like, when am I gonna pay somebody to carry my drugs if I am doing? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it just, I'm not in that space anymore. So if I'm smart, if he was doing it the way that we just were saying, you would say he was stupid. You're paying somebody to walk around with all that. You get what I'm saying? Because what is he? Okay, if he does get in trouble, I have money to get out of these situations. I may have to do something on the back end, but I'm okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may not have to deal with it like a regular civilian, but it's like you just don't have the money, or your life just isn't there anymore. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you know.
I get it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. We got more topics to talk about. And we see y'all in a quick second.